Before we get into this video, early Friday morning, I was actually informed by you guys in the comments section about one of our drivers passing away in a truck crash. Over the weekend, I learned his name was David Durbin. I hope that's how I pronounce his last name. I'm sorry if it's not. And I've done some digging around on Facebook, and I found a GoFundMe link that I think his sister created for people to donate towards his family. Well, David left behind a partner and 2 young kids. I've put the GoFundMe link that I've found that was created by his family in the description. I'm not asking you guys to donate. What you do with your money is your business, but if you feel compelled to donate, like a lot of you guys have expressed that you want to help and support, the link to donate is down below. But anyway, our house is a bit of a bomb site, so I think I'm going to do this week's intro in the car. Roll the intro. I thought we'd start this video off with some good news. Last night we became one step closer to our goal of that I shared with you guys in vlog 4 of getting our own truck. Last night we became partnered with YouTube. I think now most of our videos are monetized, which is crazy. I don't really understand how Google AdSense works yet, because that's the vehicle in which advertisers get their ads onto videos, but I'll figure it out as we go. Became eligible for partnership a week and a half ago, I think it was. To become eligible for partnership, you need to meet 2 out of 3. You need to meet 2 out of 3 requirements, which are the main one that you have to have is over 1,000 subs. We smashed that in like after vlog 1 or 2, I think. The second requirement was either 10 million views on short videos, which that would take ages, or 4,000 watched hours on long form videos, which obviously I think it was vlog 5 that got us past that, and now we're blown way past that in the last week and a half. I think we went from, well, when we hit the 4,000 in a week and a half, we're now at 25,000 watched hours, so which is insane. So obviously you guys are enjoying the content and we're enjoying giving it to you, and we just got to keep going, just keep making improvements on it. So this week I'm doing the same load down to Melbourne. I'm loading up a B double and heading down there. I'm going to go down the Newell Highway this week. So the Newell Highway, for anybody that doesn't know, are one of the main freight routes between Brisbane and Melbourne. You have to take the Gore Highway west past Toowoomba out to Gundawindi, and then from Gundawindi you turn a corner, head south over the New South Wales border and jump on the Newell. And obviously I go through Moree, Narrabri, Gilgandra. I'll go through Narromine because I never go through Dubbo. I'll be in Melbourne sometime tomorrow night. Depends on what time I finish loading today. Thank you guys for your support, and I'll talk to you guys in the yard. See it rolling in on the camera? It's rolling in over bloody Karen down there. I'm in my truck. For anyone that hasn't caught up on what happened last week with my truck, something happened to the gearbox. So last I heard about it is the gearbox had to be pulled out, and I don't know, something with the clutches or the lumen to the top of the gearbox was losing power. I don't know. I'm just a steering wheel attendant, so alright, let's go through my gear. So, food for this week. I have some goodies this week. So I've got wraps. Obviously I've got all my monsters. I have a feeling my wife's greasing me up to ask me for a new washing machine or something, because I've got some, that's slow cooked beef cheek curry. Slow cooked beef cheek curry times 2. You can see why I think she's greasing me up for something. Apricot chicken, beef lasagna, and some beef pasta. I'm not in my big cab anymore. All my clothes have gone back into a washing basket. In vlog number 7, my clothes were all over the bunk because I had nowhere to put them. I've got all the usual stuff, my camera gear, wireless headphones. I can answer and hang up calls with those. One thing that I lost in swapping trucks last week was my 12-volt plug that goes into one of them, but I planned ahead. Everything's charged, everything's ready to go. I'm hooked up to my A trailer at the moment. My B trailer is out getting emptied by the locals. what I'm going to do, it's 10 past 2 now. I need to be over there by 3 o'clock. So what I'm going to do, it's 10 past 2 now. I need to be overloading at 3 o'clock. So I'm going to, so I'll take my A trailer over. The locals when they're done with my trailer, they'll bring my B trailer over to where I'm loading. We'll both jump on the dock and then I'll hook up and go to Melbourne later on. So I'm going to pull the truck out of the yard, out onto the road, so I can film my pre-trips. Alright, so I'm out of the yard. I'm just around the corner on Lytton Road. So obviously I've done pre-trips before I left the yard. There's a lot of people that watch our channel that aren't truck drivers and don't know what's involved. So every time I leave somewhere, I'm gonna find a spot and run you guys through all the pre-trip checks that I have to do. So let's do those. So the first thing's pretty basic, making sure my indicators are working. There we go. That's working. I'll make sure my fridge temperature is set to the right degrees. It should be on -2. All I'm doing now is walking around and doing visual checks. I kicked all my tyres in the yard, so I'm not going to kick them again. But all these doors are locked and closed. My spare tyres got air in it, I checked that. All those lines, because my B trailer's getting dropped off to me where I'm loading, all these lines are tucked away. So one thing I have to check as well, airbag switch, and then check that the box for my A trailer is locked into place. So I unlock that now, that'll disappear, and that's locked in again. So it looks pretty good. I've got plenty of fuel in my trailer. All my connections are good. I've just realised, and setting the camera up, I've just realised that I haven't brought my suction cup with me. So all the B-reel shots of me driving will be with one of these this week. So for those of you who like the POV shots, you're gonna enjoy these next 2 videos. All right, talk to you guys soon. All right, voiceover time. I didn't realise till I actually pulled up that the camera was facing down slightly, but lucky I haven't got ugly knees. But anyway, this is the Gateway motorway. Not that you can tell very much. As usual, Sunday drivers driving like they have nowhere to be, which I would be doing the exact same thing if I wasn't working, so I don't blame them. But yeah, doing the zoomies. Still doing the zoomies. And the camera should turn upwards. I think I just decided to lift my head up for some reason. And there we go. Alright, so I'm on the dock. My B trailer's still not here. Still unloading it. The locals will still have it. It'll be here by the time they're ready to load it. I think they don't usually start loading for a couple hours. But I get here early because a few companies come here on in the evening. So they send me here early, so I get on dock and I get out of Brisbane as early as I can. Which it means, if it means I have to wait around for a couple hours, then it means I have to wait around for a couple hours. And it gives me time to start putting this vlog together, so I don't have to do it all in one shot when I get down to Victoria. Alright, so I've just finished loading. The time's about 7 o'clock, so I've been here for 4 hours. So a pretty late departure. With nights like this, when I'm leaving late, even though 7 o'clock in our job is a pretty early departure, I've been working since 2:30 in the afternoon. So I'm already 4.5, 5 hours in. Now, I'm not tired or anything because I had plenty of sleep this morning. Obviously it means that I'm going to get tired sooner into the trip. So my only goal for tonight is to get as far as I need to, not to get as far as I can. So I just find that on these direct trips between Brisbane and Melbourne, only going as far as I need to or doing a short drive and then a long drive the second day is the best way to manage fatigue, because I go to sleep sooner. Even though I don't get as far, I go to sleep sooner, and then I wake up and do a long drive during the day, and it's easier to drive during the day, right? So one thing that I forgot to mention to you guys that I have to stop doing in order to keep filming is telling you guys what I have in the trailers. So like a couple of weeks ago I told you exactly what I had on and all that kind of stuff. That has to stop. But what I can tell you is that I have how many pallets I've got on. So I've got 56 there and 8 there. I've got 64 pallets over 34 spaces, so it's a full load, but it's light freight because my trailers are very light, so I'm going to have a fast trip down to Melbourne, which is awesome. Like I said, my only goal tonight is to get as far as I need to, and if my body will let me get further than that, but I'm not going to try and get as far as I can. I'll just go till I'm tired, and if I get tired and want to pull over for a nap and I'm within range of Melbourne to finish the drive tomorrow, then I'll stay there for a 7-8 hour break kind of thing. Let's go for a drive. So I thought this would be a good place to insert this. So this is a breakdown of my route down to Melbourne. So from Brisbane I go out to point A there, which is Gunnedah. Then from Gunnedah down through Moree, Narrabri, Coonabarabran, and then point B is Gilgandra. That's where I'll have my 7-hour break. After Gilgandra I go out to Narromine, bypass Dubbo, then down through Parks, Forbes, West Wyalong, Narendra, then down to Jerilderie to fuel up, then over the border past Tuckumwell, and then down through Shepparton, come back out at Kiala, and then down to Dermot. Pretty straightforward. Big dog. Oh, that's a 650. Oh wow, didn't know they'd done 650s. I'm at the Gunnedah BP, the big truck stop here. It's pretty quiet here. Usually it's a bloody truck show coming in here at night, but I think being a Sunday, everyone's at home and comes and will run tomorrow. So I'm going to fuel up both my trailers. My trailers don't really need fuel. I always try and plan for the worst, so the last thing I want is to get stuck out here somewhere and my trailers go out of fuel. It takes days. It takes days for them to run out of fuel, but I don't know. It's just a precaution, I guess. So I'm going to do that. My truck should have, I'm pretty light, so my truck should have enough fuel to get me down to Melbourne, or at least the BP way down the road somewhere. So I'm just looking at my logbook checker, how many hours I've got left. So I've got 9 3/4 left of driving. I've used 4 1/4. That's half an hour over to where I loaded, and then 3 hours 3/4 out to here to Gunnedah. Yeah, so I've got 9 and 3, just under 10 hours left to drive. I reckon I'll go another 6 up the road, which will put me pulling over for my 7-hour break around 5 AM at the amp hole in Gilgandra, which is basically halfway between here and between Brisbane and Melbourne on the Newell. It's around 5 hours away on the map, so I'm going to say it's 5 1/4 or 5 1/2 from where I am now. You got to add time on for the speed of the trucks going up hills and stuff like that. That'll put me there at around 5 in the morning. And at 5 in the morning, the temperature at Gilgandra will be around 19 degrees. And then between 5 AM and midday, which will be 7 hours, it's only getting, well, not only, but it's getting up to around 26, 27. So I should be able to get a pretty good sleep there. It says there's cloud cover, so there won't be much sun beaming down on the truck. So I think I'm going to aim for there. It's either there. I feel pretty good, so I have no doubt that I'll get there without having a nap. Tomingley, which is on the other side of Dubbo from Gilgandra. There is rain there, so maybe it'll be cooler to go there. But I'll see how I feel when I get to Gilgandra. I'm ready whenever you are on the road train. Yeah, we'll have a look around these corners. Winding it up, brother. Big dog.
You're all right, mate.
Thanks, all mate. You have a good one.
Yeah, mate.
Alrighty, so I've just arrived at Gilgandra. This is my usual parking spot when I have my 7-hour break between Brisbane and Melbourne on the Newell. Basically smack bang in the middle. And it's 4:30 in the morning now. I kept going to Tomingley, which is on the other side of Dubbo. By then the sun will probably be up and it'll be harder to get to sleep. So while the temperature is still down around 19, 18, I'm going to close the curtains. Everyone else kind of parks in front of where I am, but I back into the corner here for two reasons. One is I don't want to sleep next to someone who's not used to fridges while my fridges are screaming away and wake them up. And two, because I'm backed into a corner, one side of my truck is next to the grass, so I can keep that window wound down. There'll be hardly any noise because obviously there's nothing on that side of the truck, so I should be able to get at least 6 hours. That's a good sleep for me while I'm on the road. Alright, talk to you guys later on. Welcome back to another day. So I got here about 4:15 and there's a lot more trucks than this here, so I'm one of the last to leave. I've been here for around 7.5 hours now. I'm not in a rush to get going. I've got plenty of time to get there. I think from where I am here, I'm around 10 hours to Melbourne. I think it's around 900 k's, 800 k's or something like that. I'm not sure, I haven't checked for a while. I'm in the back of the Ampol here in Gilgandra. I just went and used the restroom. I turned the truck on before I went in there just to build all the air up again, warm it up before I get going. I drank one too many monsters last night, so I've only got one left. So I need to go back inside and get a couple more of those. I've got plenty of water. Yeah, I had a pretty good sleep. It's about 26, 27 degrees at the moment, but it doesn't really feel like that. So I had a pretty good sleep. So from where I am now, on the map that I put in, the route that I take goes Gilgandra, and I'll go half an hour up the road to Narromine Yamungri Road, to Narromine out to Tomingley, and then down through Parks, Forbes, West Wyalong, Geraldry, what's after that, Finley, and then the border, and then I'm basically home free down to Melbourne. It'll be a cruisy day today. I think the auto greaser on the truck needs to be filled up. It's a bit rough. But yeah, that's right. Before I jump in and take off, I'll walk around, do some pre-trips, kick all my tyres, and I'll get on the road. So all I'm doing is checking that no one's played with my trailers while I've been asleep. So I'm checking my lines again. So that's still hooked in. That's good. My fuel level's good. I've already done my weights. My box is still locked in. My airbag switch is still pulled out. All in lines. Nothing's been played with there. Nobody's pulled that pin. My worst nightmare is for some reason someone being cheeky and pulling my B trailer pin or something, and then I drive off without checking it, and all of a sudden there's a trailer on the ground and I have to explain why they have to get a crane out here. One thing I can't understand with these truck stops, right? I don't really like being negative, but all of this rubbish, I don't know if this is truckies, but why can't people put their rubbish in the bins? It's not that hard. There's skip bins about 20 meters that way. Like, it's like this in most truck stops with big parking bays like this. Why people can't... There's a lot more rubbish than you guys can see on camera, but why people can't walk to where those skip bins are there, up against that white fence, and put their bloody rubbish in there beside me. I don't know. Start my logbook back up and get going. I'm regretting forgetting the suction cup because you can't see a hell of a lot when I put the camera on my head, so oh well, POV shots it is. And so one thing I mentioned in that video titled Let Me Explain is being in PPE constantly, right? So I thought I should just let you guys know, because people have mentioned it in the comments. I don't have to be in PPE while I'm out on the road, as far as I'm aware. I could be wrong in saying that. I'm sure I'll get corrected at some point if I am wrong. So if you see me in thongs and no hivers, it's because I'm on the highway. But I think I'm going to open these up today, let some sunlight in, since it's overcast, and it's going to be overcast all the way to Melbourne. Just lets a bit of light on the top, brightens up the cab a bit. I actually really enjoy having those open. I've been here for 8 hours. I've got 9 hours and 3/4 left to drive before midnight, and then I pull over till midnight, but according to maps I'm 10 hours away, so that 15 minutes might force me to sit on the side of the road for a couple hours. I'm not sure yet. Alright, let's go. These bushes are horrible. That's an old girl. There's another one. Two of these old Freightliners. Far out. just pulled over in West Wyalong. Seeing as I pulled over right on 4:15, I'm just going to stop here for 15 minutes and then see how far my book will let me go after then. I just finished my first live. A bunch of you guys watched it, so I appreciate that, I really do. I'm feeling good. I had a pretty decent sleep back up at Gilgandra. I probably slept for 6.5 hours, which is heaps of sleep for me. I should be in Melbourne. I'm around 6.5 hours away now. I should be in Melbourne bang on 10:30 Queensland time, so 11:30 Victorian time, I think. I'll see how I go. So I'm not sure. I've done 4 hours. Yeah, whatever. I'll figure it out. So I'll keep the head strap attached to the top of me, and then I'll keep telling the camera to record as I go down the road. The weather's turned a bit gloomy, but it's good. It's good for a change. It's been hot and dry for the past, feels like the past year, but obviously it's over exaggerating. I'm just going to keep plugging and make my way down to Melbourne. I've just got a text from the office about my plans for tomorrow, and they told me to jump back in my big cab, so I can't wait to get down there, strip this truck out and jump back in my fat cab. I love that truck, so I can't wait to do that. Alright, talk to you guys soon. So I've just reached Gilgandra, just at the pumps here. I'm gonna put a few 100 litres in my truck to get me to Melbourne to make sure I get there, and I'm gonna take you guys back and I'm gonna check the fuel levels on my trailers just in case I need some. That one's alright. This one, yeah, that's good. That's plenty. That's probably yeah, that's probably 2.5 days worth of fuel on those, so those are alright. Just checking that my long vehicles are still down since that other one came down. Alright, time to fuel up. I usually stop here. I would usually stop here for a shower and whatnot, but I'm just going to keep moving till I can't go anymore. Alright, I've reached my destination. I'm parked up next to the big cab here. Obviously I can't wave my camera around because I'm in the depot, but I'm going to strip this truck right out, take everything I own out of it, and move back into my big cab. Looking at it, I can see that the bloke from the wash bay's done a number on it, so I'll have to show you guys in the next video. Yeah, it's been a crazy week. We got partnered with YouTube, which is huge, which is all thanks to you guys. Our videos are now monetized, which is insane. That's the only word I have to explain it, because when you hear about people making money off YouTube, like, we haven't made any money yet, but our videos are monetized and eventually ads will creep their way into the channel. But when you hear about people earning money off YouTube, it's kind of one of those things, yeah, and you kind of just brush past it. But like, we're really trying to do it. We want to kick some goals and end up in our own truck, which we will get to one day. But yeah, this might be it for the video. I'm not sure what I'm doing tomorrow, but I'd say I'm going to Sydney, because I'm leaving here early. I'm leaving here at 8 in the morning, 9 in the morning kind of thing. So, as always, thank you guys so much for all your support. Thank you for watching. Thank you for encouraging us with everything that we do, with all the content. It means a lot. But we're officially one step closer to reaching our goal of buying a truck, and that's crazy. Until next time, hope you guys enjoy your week. Like I said at the start of the video, the link to donate to David's family is down in the description. It'll be right at the top of the description. So if you feel compelled to donate to help the bloke's family, you'll see it right at the top of the description. But until Friday, 5 PM, that's it. I will see you guys somewhere north of Melbourne, I reckon. Enjoy the rest of your week, guys.